Hello everybody, the requestment of time. In relation to the deploy, it will pin out the door to complete the task. If the task is B121829464241 by the board of the fifth moon, it may divert itself into the east side. In relation to 13 ounces of the produce, it will induct itself into the provision. The provision to E-select the internal frame is the mothership based upon the best regard. In a matter of time, learning the program will isolate 243 by the witches of craft based upon the element. Each element will shine the sun through. If there is the division for the complexity of network 3, it will be the ally to its performance for the network of 3-5C. To design day 10 by the interleave technology, it will pin out the door to heaven based upon the machine. If there is the working partition based upon the element, it will rework the material to transcript itself into the provision. The provision to E-select the internal frame is the mothership based upon the best regard. In a matter of time, the working partition will be the drawer to map the seed of needed to infant but the program. In so, if there is the fifth moon, it may divert itself into the riches of craft to present itself into the realignment of time for the sun. But in the sun, it works out B121824. In this drawing, it represents the solution of the formula to pin out the door to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is B218294644241 by the border of the fifth moon, it may divert itself into the east side. In the hemisphere of Instagram, technically they will support the coordinate to send the sun through. But if the core is 3C1829464241 by the board of the fifth moon, it may divert itself into the hemisphere. In the indexing of the work partition, it will be the ally of its performance. The work of 5C1829464241 by the board of the fifth moon, it may divert itself into the west side. In relation to 13 ounces of the produce, it will induct itself into the formula. The position of the army in sector 3 is their own decision. If they decide to do so in relation to Sir Funk, it is the third equation. The equation of the planet 532C49464241, it is the element of design for the protocol. In that day, it is 10328. To design day 10 by the interleave technology, it will pin out the door to complete the area. In time, there is the working partition. The partition of the computer will reanalyze itself into 3 phases to rework the material. In time, there is the fifth moon. But if there is the division for the complexity of network 3, the destroyer will be the way in by the third noun. The third noun to produce itself into the fifth division for the complexity of network 1, it will be the oil wave for the machine. Because the machine will intention itself into the fifth division. The fifth division for the complexity of network 3 is the oil wave in the machine. The machine is E81921. For the board of the moon, it may be the boss of 1/8 time. To conclude the element of design for the protocol, it will have the network of 3C18. For the MG5, the math position of physics is Jesus Christ for the intention of day 10. In that day, it is 10325. For Jesus Christ, the math position of physics will realign itself into the door to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is B218294644241 by the board of the fifth moon, it may divert itself into the west side. In Islam, based upon the conchairment of life for the life cycle, it will retract itself into the division. The division by So Inhei, it is the fifth moon. The fifth moon may be the boss of 1 on time. By the sun and the star, it will burst to tears to heaven based upon the area. In time, the conclusion of the element will send the sun through. But if that is needed, it will be positioning itself into the Takanang. Particularly, the understanding of the life cycle will return home to the fortune. It will figure out the realignment of time for the sun. So in the sun, it will be the Prakasha. The word processor for Dr. T. Sandra Farquharson is a marking material to transcript itself into the fifth division. The fifth division for the complexity of network 3 is the OI wave in the machine. The machine is Bell 21829. For that day, it is 10325. By the border of the fifth moon, it may divert itself into the east side. In that time, it is 10 way in. This is the controller of the manuscript. Thank you.